Oscar here with the Blue Line Marksmanship Unit. Today I got a couple new toys in. I'm going to go over what these are. I haven't even broke the seal yet on the box. It's all brand new. We're going to open it up together. Spoiler alert, there's two brand new guns in here that are fairly new to the market. The models have been out for eons, but this is a new iteration of them. And I've never actually had hands on these two before, so I'm really looking forward to it. Spoiler alert, they are Glocks. I'm a big fan of the Glock. I started shooting Glocks several years ago in competition. When I first started shooting competition, I had another brand of firearm I relied on. Well, it ended up breaking on me, and I had to ship it back to the manufacturer to get fixed. While it was gone for an exorbitant amount of time, I was lent a Glock to shoot competition with, and I actually did pretty well with it. And during one of those competitions, that gun broke for the same reason, a chipped extractor. And I was like, well, dang it, there goes my match. Now I'm down 2 guns. The guy that lent me the gun was like, no way, man, don't worry about it. Pulls another extractor out of his bag, pops it in. I don't even get bumped down in the shooting order. Well, when my gun finally came back, I opted to sell it and buy a Glock. That being roughly almost 10 years ago now. I've been a huge Glock fan ever since. A lot of great quality firearms out there. I keep gravitating back to the Glock. It shoots well for me. I have a couple other different modeled firearms on order. These ones just happened to come in first. I've been on the waiting list for these two for quite a while, ever since I heard about them being released, actually. Little history of the Glocks I own. I am now completely out of non-Gen 5 Glocks. I have sold all the Glocks that I owned that were of previous generations. Once they lost the finger grips on the Glock, I just fell in love with them even more. And I actually ended up cutting the finger grooves off of my Gen 3s and my Gen 4s. Ended up getting them like fully stippled and stuff just to make the grip fit me better. But when the Gen 5 came along, it doesn't need any modifications to the grip to fit me well. So the one I've been shooting competition recently, and I'm sure you guys have seen the videos of me shooting it, is this 17 Gen 5. Actually ended up winning this KKM barrel at the Utah State Championship in their raffle. Really nice gun. This thing shoots amazing. Big fan of the extended beaver tail that you can opt onto it. I've made this one up to mimic the 17M, which is what the FBI is issuing. It has the Ameriglow agent sights on there, very similar to the Ameriglow Bolds, except it has the U-notch in the back as opposed to a square notch in the rear. This also has the extended controls, the ambidextrous extended controls, that doesn't come stock on the 17. I had to order those separately, and they were on back order for a while, waiting for them to finally release. And then I also did the extended mag release, just a little, get that thumb over there and punch that out a little bit cleaner for me. But this gun's been absolutely fantastic, and based on shooting it in competition and the fact that it's my duty weapon, I am opting to add a couple more to the stable. This one is not issued by my department. I paid for this gun personally. My department actually issues another popular brand of firearms, and for me personally, I prefer the Glock, so I opt to carry my own gun, which is something our department allows. Moving on, this is my duty weapon now. I do shoot competitively with it. I'm going to keep shooting competitively with it, but I have a feeling this one's going to be a production-only gun where one of these is going to shoot into other divisions. If you guys haven't ran into this O-Light yet, very nice. It is rechargeable and 400 lumens, very, very bright, and I like the fact that it's rechargeable. I don't have to worry about batteries. If I end up using it a couple times on duty, I just pop it on the charger and I don't worry about it. Moving on, fantastic little pistol. My carry gun is the 43. Came out a little bit after the 42, hence the reason I have the 42 first. This one is set up with a couple of aftermarket parts, little extensions here, and magazine releases extended. I didn't go for the extended controls on this one just because it's pretty easy for me to get my thumb on there, and it's not a competition based weapon. Yeah, I also run the light on this one is too. This one is not quite as bright as the O-light on that one, but it fits well, and it's a good carry piece. This one also has Ameriglow sights on it. This is the Talos edition, so it's going to have the U-notch rear and the orange dot front. This is a hot weapon though, so I won't be showing it off anymore. But now let's get to what we're here for, and that is the unboxing of some new toys. The distributors did a fantastic job taping this thing. I want to say I probably paid more in shipping than necessary because they used an entire roll of tape. Looks like it was well taken care of. The box is not real beat up or anything. Oh man, I might have to speed this part of the video up because there is a lot of tape on this box. There she's starting to come. Alright, one part. Not quite. Oh, even this side's taped. Woohoo! And just like everything in the world, no job's done without the paperwork being done. And inside I have an invoice. Yep, serial numbers and everything on that. That's going in the file cabinet, just so I always have a record of what the firearms, serial numbers and all that stuff were for them. Another good idea is to keep a separate listing of those. From a law enforcement perspective, if any of these ever get stolen, it is impossible to flag them in the system if I don't have a serial number. So keep track of your serial numbers, guys. Paperwork goes over there, and here we have a pair of Glocks. What do we have here? All right, we'll do this one first. Standard block. Pretty sure every Glock I've ever bought has come in this exact same box, nothing fancy. They do, for some reason, put the label on upside down as opposed to the snaps. So, if we get a look at that, we get a picture of what's in here. It's a 19 Gen 5. Ooh, look at that. Let's look. Right off the bat, we got an idea that this is an M.O.S. Glock 19. Why else would it come with adapter plates? And there she is. That is a pretty little pistol. You'll notice that on this version of the Glock, no cutout. That's exciting. A lot of people complained and really didn't care for this half moon shape cutout on the 17 when it was also on the 19. In this case, you'll see that it's been removed. Huge selling point. Another big point about this 19 Gen 5 that the 17 Gen 5 doesn't share is forward cocking serrations. So what we have here is the Gen 5 Model 19 M.O.S. forward serrations. I am super excited about this little gun. This one's probably going to be one of my new carries. Oh, I just love that. I've always been a big fan of when you have a stovepipe, a double feed, a light primer strike. I don't like coming over across the top like this and pulling it back. I rarely use rare serrations, especially when you got an optic on the back. I don't like grabbing the optic. There's buttons on them, you can turn them off and on, whatever. I don't like it. But what I do usually do is if I have a stovepipe jam or whatever, I can come up over the top and grab the gun like this, lock it back. And that allows me to strip the magazine, double feeds, or whatever. I usually do most of my manipulations of the slide with the forward cocking serrations. That is a little bit difficult to do with a slick slide version of a Glock. Personal preference and your manual of arms for weapon manipulation will depend on whether or not you care about front serrations. For me, front serrations is a big deal. I really like them. Now that I have another gun to use while this one's off, this one's going to get shipped off to get some front serrations cut into it. But yeah, let's go back to this one. Again, in the box, you're going to come up with, looks like 3 magazines. These are the Gen 5 magazines. You can tell because they have the orange followers. They are compatible with Gen 2s, 3s, and 4s. Not 100% on Gen 1s, but I do believe they are compatible with Gen 1s. But they're definitely compatible with the 4s and 5s because you can swap the magazine release to either side, and these have the cutouts for that. Additionally, in the box, we have the standard timeless Glock mag loader. I don't know anybody who actually uses them. And 4 back straps. These are going to be medium and large, with and without beaver tail. My personal preference is towards the medium with beaver tail. On the side of that mount is this little piece. It clicks in here. That's going to punch out on the side and allow this extended one to go in there, holding this onto the back of the gun. And I'm actually going to do that right now. Fun little thing. These come with a little punch. That punch actually works to take that pen out. And just to be sure, still empty. Hasn't magically acquired any bullets. Out pops a short one. Put that where I won't lose it. Now when you look at these, see it's got the extended beaver tail. They actually write on the inside of there which one it is. And see that one's got an M for medium. So I'm going to hook that on there. Push it in. Grab my longer pen. Get it most of the way in, and I'll use this to push it just a hair further. There we go. And there's your Gen 5 with the extended beaver tail on it. And that feels great. Yeah, I am going to enjoy shooting this gun. Yeah, I didn't push that piece on all the way. I don't know if you noticed that in the previous picture, but I just noticed, gave it a little pump. But yeah, looking forward to it. That's exciting. So there's one of the new toys I have in. That's going to be a big selling feature there. People don't realize that they've done away with that yet. That notch cut out there is probably the biggest beef people had with the Gen 5. And now that it's gone, I'm sure this version will be a hot seller. Alright, so let's put this away. Oh, what else is in here? Safety lock. Looks like the standard bore brush is still in here. Well, there's the piece. I don't see the brush. Oh, there's the brush. Again, one of those things I don't know anybody that uses. They send you a nice little bore brush for it. Not something I'll probably ever use. I've got a really nice cleaning kit. What else? Looks like the manual. I'll read those later. And that looks to be about it. Alright, let's put this one all away. Put that back in there like that. And close that one up with to be handled at a later date. And now we got this one. Okay. Well, what do we have here? Again, label's on upside down for some reason. But we have a Glock 34 Gen 5. This one has looks like it has 4.5 pound trigger, 317 round mags with fixed sights. Let's see what's different about this gun. Voila. There is the Glock 34 Gen 5. Again, I'm not going to go all over all the stuff it comes with. It's all essentially the same. Got your pieces for the back straps, same pen, same punch tool. Looks like 317 round mags. Okay, same thing. It's all the same. Manual's the same. Oh, look what else we have. More M.O.S plates. That means this is a red dot already. So, what is different about this than the other 34s? Well, it's a 34 Gen 5, but yet again, front cocking serrations. Oh, that's nice. Oh, I love it. Yeah, that is nice. I really, really like having those 34, those front serrations up there. And on that 34, I mean, it's a little bit of a stretch. They could have cut them probably back into here a little bit more, and I would have been pretty happy about that. But as it sits, dang, that's a nice feeling gun. Balances real well. I'm actually going to start using this one in competition instead of the 17, just because I can. I really, really enjoyed it. Shooting the 17, but this one, that little extra sight radius, maybe throw a red dot on it so I can shoot carry optics. Looking forward to it. But again, so M.O.S plate on there for serrations, but again, no cutout. This has been removed. So my 17 Gen 5 without the front serrations has a cutout, and that cutout's designed for stripping a mag if it's stuck or whatnot. But the 43, let's see if we can get the camera to focus here. You'll notice that not the 43, the 34 has that cut removed. So if you're looking at specifically the 19, because it matters, my hand isn't big enough to get down in there to have that be of any type of functional interference or uncomfortableness, but on the 19 it would definitely get in the way and be annoying. If that matters to you, make sure you take a look at the front serration version of the 17, 19, and 34. They're all out now, and gives you just that little bit extra there in case you got the big hands and you don't like the cutout digging into your pinky finger at all. But there you go, guys. New to the market, but not really anything revolutionary out of Glock. They don't really change a whole lot as they go through these things. But when they add something like that and take out something that people really complain about, you hear them listening to the consumer market here. And I'm super excited to get out there and run this gun. Thanks for watching, guys. I know it's been a long unboxing, but playing too much, right? Especially when we're getting features we asked for from Glock. All right, you guys have a good day, and make sure you check out our team page. That's the bluelinemarksmanshipunit.com. Also on Facebook and Instagram. Take care.